everybody. I'm Denise Coe.
And I'm Vic Carter. Here's what people are talking about tonight.
The death toll from Tropical Storm Harvey continues to rise, now standing at least 22 people who have died because of the storm. There is a race against time to save people who are still trapped and to help the victims, many now in shelters. Floodwaters are slowly starting to recede in some areas, but the governor of Texas expects the storm to be the most costly in U.S. history. WJZ is live with first warning weather coverage. Jonathan McCall with more on the help coming from Maryland to the Gulf Coast. Meg McNamara continues to track the storm that just won't end. But we begin with Kenneth Craig in the heart of the disaster zone in Houston. Kenneth?
Good evening to you. I'm standing outside the city's convention center where volunteers are continuing to line up. So many of them from all over the place who just want to help.
Heroic rescues are now underway in southeast Texas after Harvey dumped more than a foot of rain in a span of hours. Rescuers threw a lifeline to a man clinging to a tree limb in rushing water. In Liberty, this woman escaped her mobile home through waist-deep water.
Now it's just what to do next.
Rescuers brought this truckload of senior citizens to a shelter in Orange. In Houston, people are finally seeing a glimmer of hope following 6 days of historic rainfall and catastrophic flooding.
The water levels are going down.
But as the water recedes, the death toll is rising. Police found the bodies of 2 grandparents and their 4 grandchildren inside a van that disappeared in floodwaters.
Our worst fears have been realized.
And the rescue efforts continue.
There are still people who are in their homes. They've been trapped on the 2nd floor.
Volunteers like Greg Gashasan and Riley Fielder from Louisiana are helping.
We don't know where they're at. If they're still in their attics and they can't get out.
And you go, sweetie.
Today they rescued 2 families and found flood victims still refusing to leave. At least 17,000 people are crowded into 230 shelters here in Houston, and now officials are trying to determine how long they will have to stay. About 40,000 homes have water damage.
When water sits in a house for several weeks, the house begins to degrade.
So far, FEMA has received 195,000 requests for help. Officials predict it will take years for Houston to recover from Harvey.
That curfew that was in place last night is back in place again this evening. That is unfortunately to prevent looters from breaking into the homes of evacuated flood victims. I'm Kenneth Craig reporting live in Houston. I'll send it back to you.
Kenneth, thank you. First warning weather coverage continues now. Jonathan McCall with the massive local response to help out victims of the storm. The first up is Meg McNamara tracking where Harvey is right now. Meg.
Well, hi there, Vic. So, yes, we are watching Harvey track through Louisiana, slowly weakening, but that does not mean these areas are still not getting absolutely poured on. So you can see heavy rain here still over the far southeastern portion there of Texas, western Louisiana, and expanding well to the west as these bands of rain move into parts of Mississippi, into Alabama, particularly this portion here of South Alabama and the Florida Panhandle, really getting a good soaking at this point. Maximum sustained winds down to 40 miles an hour. Harvey is moving north-northeast right around 8 miles an hour. Is expected to weaken to a tropical depression at some point tonight, but the rain is going to continue, and obviously it has just been catastrophic thus far. So I want to show you some of these rain totals here. So Cedar Bayou 51, just about 51.9 inches there. Dayton over 49 inches, over 45 for folks in Beaumont there. Portions of South Houston, just about 45 inches of rain. Galveston 22, College Station there just under 20 inches. So flooding will continue to be an issue. We do have the possibility to see some of the rain from whatever's left over of Harvey track through Maryland over our holiday weekend. Bob Turk will time that out for us coming up in our first morning forecast. Back to you.